Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting review for you guys. I haven't been able to do a lot of eyeshadow palette reviews because I haven't got any new eyeshadow palettes recently. But today I opened my drawer, the drawer that's full of my babies, and I discovered, oh, I have a new eyeshadow palette that I really love and I haven't done a review of it yet. So here I am today and I'm going to review this Huda Beauty Mauve Obsession eyeshadow palette. Dun, 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 dun. Is it zoom in? Is it focus? Okay, I don't see anything. Anyway, my friend got this for me as a gift because he always saw me looking at this eyeshadow palette in the store, and he must have thought that, oh, Lam must have no eyeshadow palette, so I need to get him this tiny one, but he didn't know I have so many. Shh, don't tell him. I have been using this palette for about a month now, and I have formed quite a strong opinion and quite some thoughts about this palette. So I thought I will come up here and tell you guys what I think about this baby right here. This eyeshadow palette is retailed for $27. On Huda Beauty website and in Sephora website and in the store too, and it contains 9 eyeshadows in here, and it is paraben free, I believe. Huda Beauty Obsession line, they have like multiple palettes, so they have like a coral one, a smoky one, a like more warm tone like a bronzy palette, and a colorful one, electric palette. And this is the Mauve Obsession palette of the line, and this is my personal favorite. The color scheme of this palette is really suitable for my aesthetic. Let me show you guys the palette. When you open it up, it has 9 eyeshadow in it. It's really beautiful. So there are all kinds of texture. You have a lot of matte shades, and you have some shimmer shades and some really strong glittery shades. So I thought that this is a really great combination, and it's really small, it's really compact, very good on the go. You can take this when you go travel. I think it's a great travel palette because there are some darker shades that can be used as a liner as well. That is what I usually like to do anyway, so I think this is a great palette. You have a bright white matte shade right here for inner corners, highlight, or to just lay down at a base before you put on your eyeshadows. And you have a variety of finishes, and just these kind of tones is just really beautiful, and I think that it's very versatile because you can use it all year long, and it's suitable for day looks, like more light shades, more like summery, light, neutral look with this. And you can also amp up the darkness with the darker shades and the shimmers for a night out kind of a look. So this palette is like an all-in-one great palette. Good for travel, good for at home, good for daytime, good for nighttime, good for office. And it's also great because these colors, they are not really that pigmented, especially the darker shades, which can be the downsides for some people. But for me, for someone like me, I really like the pigmentation of this palette because it's not too crazy immediately when you first apply the first coat. So you can easily slowly build it up because it's so much easier to build up color than to take out the color that you already lay on. Another great thing about this Obsession lines is that it's a good way to try out Huda Beauty's eyeshadow formula because their bigger palettes are really expensive. It's a smaller size pans than the size pans in the original Huda Beauty's palette. So because you know you never use up an eyeshadow palette anyway, so this is a great way to try just a little bit to see if you like the formula. But so far, love. Those are all my thoughts on this eyeshadow palette right here, the Mauve Obsession. And let's go ahead and do some swatches. The first shade is this guy right here. It's a matte shade. It's kind of a brown and has some kind of a purpley undertone to it, which is really pretty and unique, I think. The second shade is right here. Let me swatch it. It's a very shimmery in the pan, and you can see it's really reflective on the hand too. It's kind of a pinky shade. The third one, the last one on the first row, is a shimmery as well, and this is more of a paler pink shade. This is the first row. Let's move on to the second row. The first shade is this. Wow, do you see that? Very reflective pinky shade. It's also a shimmer shade. The second one is a matte taupe kind of color, but it's more pinky on the skin. It looks much more grayish brown, like bronzy in the pan, but on the skin it looks much more pink. And next shade, the last shade on the second row, is a matte pink shade. It's more of like a corally pink. It's not really a true pink. It's got some warmth to it, which is really pretty. The last row already, this last row, all of the shades are matte and they're pretty intense. The first one is a matte purple. You can see this one is more of a warm tone brown purple, and this one is more of a grayish purple. So they are different, but different enough or not, you decide. I don't know. I think they're different enough. And this is a matte white, pretty impressive in terms of pigmentation, and it's a true matte white. So I thought that it's brilliant and very versatile. If you need a highlight shade, you can use this shade instead to do the shimmery highlight, but I thought the matte white is always smart to include in a palette. And this is the last shade in the palette, and which is also the most, I would say, patchy of all of them. It's kind of hard to swatch still, I think, because it has something to do with the color. And this is a more reddish color on my skin tone, but it still has some hint of brown to it, so it's not too bright of a red. These are all the colors of the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsession palette. We have a great range of shimmers. These two are shimmers. This is a really glittery shade, and the rest are matte, and you have a wide variety of tones and dark and bright. So I thought this is a great palette. So I will show you again the swatches. Right now, let's do a look inspired by this palette right here. Shall we? We shall. And I thought today we just do a really light look because it's really sunny. I don't really want to do too much. So I kind of want to use this shade in the crease a little bit, and then maybe one of the shimmer and use to brighten up the eye, and then use the darker shade, one of the darker shades, to do the liner. The first thing that I'm going to do is use a fluffy brush like this. This is the dual side brush from the Anastasia eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to dip into the mauve bronzy shade right here. Tap off the excess. You can see it kick back a little bit of product, but nothing crazy at all. And I'm just going to place it on the crease very lightly. You can see it appear a little more pink on the eye compared to when it is on the palette. In the palette, I mean. And also I get a little bit more product, and I will place it near my nose region right here, just to create depth to the look. And connect it to the eyebrow also. And I'm going to dab into the brightest shade on the first row and just go a little bit on the middle of the upper lid to create a little tiny bit of a shine. So this would be enough, like that. And then I'm going to use a little bit of that same shade on the inner corner to highlight the inner corner of the eye to brighten it up. And then I go a little bit down here on the first half of the lower lash line just to brighten everything more and create a little bit of a glow to the eye. Then I'm going to switch side of the brush to the flat side, and I'm going to dab into the same shade here and then go outer half of the lower lash line. Okay, this will further accentuate the depth of the eye look and will provide a more intense effect. Use the fluffy side again and blend everything together to make sure that there's no hash line. And that is the eye shadow part completed. Now I'm going to use the eyeshadow palette to do the eyeliner as well. A flat brush. Let's dab into this more reddish color on the top of the first row. In the brush, tap off the excess and go into the liner. I only line the end of the eye, the outer corner. And I like to use eyeshadow as eyeliner because it's softer. It will look more natural. I did the other one off camera, so I just used the reddish shade for eyeliner, some kind of a sheen. You can see here, this is the eye look. It's very natural, and when you guys zoom out, it's just a really soft effect on the eye, which is really great. And I love this look. I really wear this look a lot when I go out with my friends during the day because it just looks really fresh but still really sparkly and active and like really suitable for the summertime. So that's why I really love this palette. It's so versatile. The formula is great. I'm so grateful I got to try the Huda Beauty eyeshadow formula because I really enjoyed using them, and I cannot wait to use more products from Huda Beauty. I love the line, and yeah, I just think that you guys might appreciate me coming here and tell you guys about my opinion of this eyeshadow palette. Let me know in the comment below if you guys have used this eyeshadow formula before. What do you guys think? Let me know if you guys think this review is helpful or not, and what do you guys want me to try and review for you guys in the future. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I am going to go out now and enjoy my day. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!